Hi, good afternoon. My name's Ron Noecker. I'm a radiation oncology nurse, and I have a little story to tell you about my experience with that made me aware of how important it is to be aware of injection safety practices. Actually, I was with the McKnights and HONOReform advocating on Capitol Hill, and that evening as I went home, I had done some dishes in my sink, and a couple of the glasses there happened to be quite sheer, and as I was working with them, one was broken and it cut my finger all along here with a lot of blood, of course. And with the neighbor's help, I got to the local emergency room, and of course I needed stitches badly. But I was amazed that night as I finally got to the resident and he was helping me get the stitches that I needed. There were 9 of them. About how much more sensitive, even as a nurse, I was because of the advocacy training that we were doing on Capitol Hill. How important that was as I watched him drop the lidocaine solution to deaden the area around the wound so that he could give me the stitches that he needed to give me. I watched him carefully as he injected the needle into the vial, the single-dose vial, and was watching that all very, very carefully, even in the midst of my trauma. And this is the thing that I think about is like, when you're experiencing a difficulty, thinking about injection safety practices is something that you maybe are distracted from doing because you're so concerned about the wound. Even myself, in the midst of that, even as a nurse, I was aware of my wound more than whether I was monitoring carefully whether that dose of lidocaine was being injected properly and sterilely. So this is one of the reasons that I feel like it's so important that HONOReform is doing the work that it is to help make people aware and to consider different ways in which you can protect yourself in that kind of situation. You really need somebody to advocate for you, and when you're alone in that situation, how much more we trust that there are regulations guiding the practitioner to know exactly how to keep the patient safe. I was glad that night that the resident seemed to be following safe injection practices, and that the vial dose was a single dose vial of lidocaine. And I hope that afterwards, after he completed his work, that all of that was disposed of properly. Just from my own personal experience, though, I realize how important the work that HONOReform is doing to promote regulation, or to provide regulations to promote safety is.